It says I'm live. Waiting for a couple of people. Oops. Too bright, too bright. Do like my Libra say, I'll turn it off. I'm just waiting for a couple more people. My mom's trying to figure out how to get on here. Mm-hmm. Still waiting on my mom. She's trying to figure out how to get on here. I hope everybody's welcome. Whoever's the first person in here. Well, I got 2 people in here watching. Let me know in the chat who it is. Who's here? I think I'm gonna turn this back on. It just kind of off to the side. I think that's better. Okay. Well, my mom, I hear one of my daughters actually helping my mom figure out how to get on here on YouTube, but hopefully she can go back and watch this later on. But happy 3 years to my mom and me. It's called our kidney anniversary. So 3 years ago today, we actually checked in the hospital 3 years ago yesterday, and the surgery was about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, you know. I just remember them waking me up and coming to get me and getting me ready and stuff. A couple of things to start with. I'll kind of go over like the whole testing process, which took me about 4 months to do. And that's when I wasn't working, all the way to the surgery, the prepping, and then the recovery part of it. And then I'll open it up if anybody's got any questions. So my thing is, I want to start out by saying this is if anybody is thinking about donating a kidney, it does not matter your weight, your height, if you're a smoker, if you're a drinker, they can work with you on all this stuff. My dad was a heavy smoker since he was like 14, 15 years old, and he passed all the tests except for one test that prevented him from donating. But so if you think, oh, I would like to do it, but I'm this, I'm that, I'm a little overweight or whatever, don't worry about that. Just go to your local places or go to donatelife.net, and they'll have all the answers for you over there. If anybody's in there, can you hear me real good? You have to, so now I'm going to start the process. So the first thing is you have to be at least 18 years or older with no major illnesses, like cancer and stuff like that, because you're already going through treatments and a lot of stuff to begin with. So, hey, Kitty. Hey, Liz. Does it sound okay? Kind of hid my little microphone. Okay, good. So yeah, you have to be at least 18 years or older to even think about it. So you don't have to know a family member. You can just walk off the street into any donation place and say, hey, I would like to donate a kidney. And they will start your process and tell you exactly what's going to go on. They'll do a physical on you first, make sure you're physically fit to even start the process and stuff. So if they say, okay, you fit those criteria, the first thing they do is there's 2 types of donations. Okay. I had to read this because I wrote it all down. There's so much of it. There's a direct donation, that's what I was. It directly went from me into a family member, which was my mom. and then there's a non-direct donation, which means that you go to the transplant locations or wherever you're at, and you just donate. You don't even know the person. I did find out if you do that process, like you just walk on in and transplant and said, hey, I want to donate. It depends on the recipient. I know that you don't have any communication with the person they're going to pair you up with that you're donating to. After the process, they'll ask the recipient, are you okay with meeting the donor, or donor, hey, the recipient wants to thank you. Are you okay with that? Some people will say no because they don't want all the glory on them, the focus on them. They just wanted to do it because it was the right thing to do or whatever. So those are the two types of donations. And of course, the third one, which they don't list, is if you pass away. Now, I strongly try to tell everybody, when you go and update your driver's license or ID or whatever, put on there that you're a donor, because my mom can tell you when she did her dialysis and stuff, you're sitting there watching all these family members, and pretty much all of them that are going through that dialysis are waiting. They're on a waiting list. They're waiting for a donor. So put on your license that you're a donor, because when you pass away, you're not going to need that stuff. And then, I mean, I actually have it on mine, and I've had it on there for years, so that I can actually say that I'm a donor. But I have it on there because when I pass away, I mean, my heart can actually help somebody that's needing one, or, you know, my blood or my eyes, everything. I want to make sure that when I go, it's helping somebody out. It's saving somebody's life, because the first appointment that my mom and dad went to, when they told them exactly what they needed to do, I'm sitting in the lobby, and you see all these family members just waiting on, you know, a donor, somebody to pass away. It's sad, but definitely I push that. Everybody put yourself down as being a donor. So moving on. The testing part, they do the three types of testing, the blood testing first. So you go on there, they're like, okay, you're over 18. You kind of look fit. Let's go ahead and test you. So the first thing they do is the three main blood tests. They make sure you're the same blood type. And that's done. And also they take your blood at every single visit. I don't know. I cannot tell you how much blood I've taken out of me. Then after they make sure you're the same blood type, they do a cross match. What's a cross match? They mix a sample of your blood to the sample of the recipient blood, so my blood and my mom's blood, and see how they react. Now, the first time they did this, my mom had like a little virus in her blood, and they had to give her medicine to treat that so they can move forward with the process. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of little things, little roadblocks that'll happen, and the doctors can work around that to make this, you know, happen. This also makes sure that there's no antibodies that will cause the body to attack your kidney. So if there was something wrong with her blood that was attacking my blood, then they would have stopped the process. She wouldn't have, you know, I wouldn't have been able to donate. So, because her body would have rejected my kidney just like that. And then the last blood type that they do is HLA. This looks and see if you and the recipient share genetic markers related to the immune system. So that's the blood part of it. So when they do all those three, see that your same blood type, and then they do the cross match, make sure there's nothing else. Then you move on to the actual process. So before I started this process, I was laid off from a previous job that I was at for 11 years. So with me not working, and I was able to afford my bills or whatever and take the time to do this, not working, it took me 4 months. So somebody that is working and thinking about doing this, it may take you longer to get the whole process done. I'm not sure. And it just depends on how quickly that recipient needs the kidney, or how quickly the doctors get everything together and start doing all that stuff. Okay, so the testing begins. So they do a medical history. And I'm telling y'all everything that I had to go through, not from my mom's side, because she really didn't have much to do. She just still had to do her dialysis until I was cleared, and they're like, okay, this is a go ahead. So the testing begins. They do a medical history on me to see if I've had any kids, abortions, high blood pressure, diabetic, kidney disease, liver disease, heart disease, cancer, drug and alcohol use, HIV, or hepatitis. So they make sure to see all of that stuff. Now, if you have any of that listed, they can kind of work with it or they can't. It just depends on how severe any of those are listed that you have. So it just depends on that. One of the kidney coordinator that I had, there was actually a bodybuilder in there. I mean, he was ripped and everything. They told him he had to lose 10 pounds of muscle before he donated to his dad. So again, it goes back to what I was telling you at the beginning. It doesn't matter if you're fit. It doesn't matter if you think you're overweight or whatever. Anybody can donate. You just got to go on there, ask the questions, and they'll tell you what you need to do. I know I had to lose at least 5 pounds. As small as I am, I had to lose 5 pounds before I had it. And I had to stop lifting weights because I was really active in the gym. I had to stop lifting weights like the month before. I actually had to go on the liquid diet. I mean, it was a lot I had to do to prepare, before the surgery. So that's the medical history part of it. And then the physical exam where they put me like on the little treadmill just to see how quick I am, if my heart rate stays up and stuff like that. And they do that so you can see like how quickly your body's going to recuperate, because they're also worried about, the donor, make sure that you can recuperate and you're not going to have the need to go on, dialysis and stuff like that. And next they do the chest x-ray and the EKG. This is to check out, your heart and lungs and stuff like that. I tell y'all, through all of this, if I had any kind of disease or anything, I would have found out because they do everything on you. A radiologist test, they'll do that. The physicians will look at the kidney, the blood vessels and all that stuff, just see how quick the urine's going through your kidneys and stuff, and, that part of it. And then a 24-hour urine testing. Now, this may sound nasty to y'all, but it's not. So the 24-hour testing is collected to make sure how quickly your kidney is and how good your kidney's functioning. Okay, so they give me this big old jug, okay, and I have to take it home. And within 24 hours, every time I go to the bathroom, they give me one of those little, I call it a little hat, but they put on the toilet when you're in the hospital that collects your urine. I have to fill that up, put it in the container, put it in the refrigerator because it can't stay out and can't contaminate and stuff like that. And it didn't spill, y'all. It's a big enough lid that was on there, nothing spilled or anything like that. So for 24 hours, pee, drain, put it in the refrigerator. And then after 24 hours was up, I had to go to the local place, like where you go get your blood testing or drug testing for work and stuff like that. That's where I had to drop it off. So I didn't have to go down to Lake City. Lake City is where I did all my testing. If those that don't know, it's like an hour from where I live. So that's where I had to go back and forth to all my testing and stuff. And then the ladies, we had to get a gyno exam and mammogram, make sure, the breast cancer, stuff like that. And I have a little clip in my right side. It looks a little titanium clip. It won't go off in the metal detectors or anything like that, but it's shaped like the breast cancer ribbon that I have in there. So I had to make sure that they knew about that and stuff, that, the cyst and stuff. It wasn't nothing, major that they had to worry about and stuff. And then I've had a hysterectomy since I was 25, so really wasn't much there they had to look at. And then the next thing is the cancer screening. You may be given some cancer screenings, which includes colonoscopy, prostate exam, skin cancer screening, and stuff like that, if they find anything before. I actually got to skip over that one because they didn't find anything. I'm messing with the little microphone. And then there's the kidney test, which is a CT or MRI of the kidney to make sure that both kidneys are healthy and working. And that's where they inject the little dye in me, which I hate because it goes through your veins so quickly. It's cold. It feels like it's burning. And then it also feels like you're peeing on yourself. That hurts. A psych exam. Okay. So they have a psychiatrist come in there and talk to you, to the donor. They want to make sure that you're doing it because you want to do it. Nobody's paying you for doing it. You're not promised a car, a house, or anything like that. That would have been nice. But they make sure that you're doing it, and because you're not supposed to accept gifts or anything like that, because then it looks like, okay, you're being paid for that. So that's what the psych exam is. They want to make sure you're in your right mind. And, there's a lot of personal reasons why I chose to step up and get tested after my daddy was declined. I won't go into that. But it was also a big part, like I said, it was just seeing those family members sitting in there. I mean, my mom had to do dialysis, I think almost 2 years. And it's 3 times a week, 4 hours each sitting. And it took a lot out of her. So, I mean, you're close to your mom or your dad, you just do it, And that's what I told her. I said, I can't come up with a quick answer like that. It's just, my dad couldn't do it. Why not me? I already knew I was the same blood type as my mom. I just had to get everything else done. The last test, in general, if you're donated to a family member or friend, the recipient insurance pays your expenses. So they talk to you about the medical part. So if you go into a place and you don't know a person, you just want to donate because you just want to donate, they'll talk to you, and some of the medical stuff you may have to pay for, and some of it you may not have to. Now, my situation, because I knew the person I was donating to, her insurance paid for everything. So all my testing, the surgery, and the first 2 years after surgery for my checkups, because I had to do the first 2 years of, checkup, make sure that I'm okay and I don't need anything. So it was free. And it was a big chunk of change, because they sent her like a statement just to show her, how much it costs and stuff. But yeah, what was it? The end of August is when I started in 2017 testing. And in December of 2017 is when I got the call, hey, you're a complete match. It's a go for the surgery. She said, do you want to call your mom or you want us to call? I said, we can both do it. But I also received a letter from the hospital telling me, from the transplant place, telling me that I was 100% match with my mom. And so I framed that and gave it to her for Christmas, and she made a copy, gave it back to me and stuff. And so we have a copy of that. So I think it was after Christmas, my dad started getting nervous. He's like, it's never going to happen. I'm like, look, I'm completely a match. It's going to happen. We just got to wait for them to set it all up. So I think it's after Christmas is when they called. Like, okay, January 8th, check in the hospital. It's okay. So we checked in the hospital on the 8th, 2018 on the 8th, and I could not eat anything. I had this, without getting into too much details, this little drink I had to drink just in case I had anything in my system to clear it out. And then they gave me like broth that wasn't even flavored broth. It was pretty much like water. My mom, on the other hand, could eat whatever she wanted, and she made sure to let me know she got to eat whatever. Her room was actually next to mine, so my dad was pacing back and forth, checking on both of us, and he kept privately asking me over and over, you sure you want to do this? I'm like, yes. Because up till, they already had the IV in me and everything. Like at the last minute before they gave me the medicine to knock me out and start surgery, I could have said no, and they would have stopped it. My mom would have been put back on the waiting list, and so just letting y'all know, I mean, you could back out at any time if you felt like, okay, I can't do this. If you're afraid of needles, my sister's watching. If you're afraid of needles, this is not for you. I mean, but then again, if it's a family member, you're going to tough through it. The most that they took from me was like 16 vials, and it was horrible. It was real horrible. When I got out of surgery, I could not see. They tape your eyes down, and Kat told me, so your eyes don't get dry during surgery, whatever. When they took the tape off after surgery, they took it off backwards, so it scratched at my eyes. So I could hear people coming in and out of the room. I had cream. I had liquid that I had to put in the eyes for at least a couple weeks. It was horrible. It's like somebody just threw rocks in there and just rubbed it. It was bad. It was bad. My mom was fine. She was up walking around. They said, I remember them telling me as soon as they put the kidney in her, she started peeing. That's a good sign. you know. I only had to stay in there for a week. She had to stay in there for an extra week to make sure her body didn't reject my kidney and stuff. And they tell you after the surgery, go home. Do not worry about your family member or the person you know that you're donating to. Go home because they're going to be taken care of. You have to take care of yourself. So anyway, so we still kept in contact or whatever. I want y'all go see my shirt. It says glad we're a match. And it has, I'm not looking at these, Elaine donor and then Ellen recipient. And it's got the date or whatever. The lady that made this shirt from Etsy, she actually donated to her sister, and her sister passed away a year after she donated. So she does a lot for the Kidney Foundation. And so I got this shirt from her, and my mom's got a matching one. And she left a nice little letter in there and stuff. Okay, so after, let's see. Now I got a couple questions from people. So if y'all got any questions, put them in the chat and I'll read them. The first thing is, how long was the healing process? For me, it was about 4 months or longer. It was after I got out, they tell you to drink a lot of Gatorade because they put the tube down and the gas in you and stuff like that. I had a little bubble in the middle of my back that hurt so bad. I thought there was something wrong, and I had to call the coordinator about it. I'm like, ooh, I was in pain. It was bad. I had a little step ladder next to my bed. So when I got out, I had to move my whole body. I couldn't twist. It was bad. Let's see. How long until I was 100% ready to go, like back to working out and stuff like that? It was about a year. It's about a year. Even now, it's a little sensitive, but actually this Thursday, the hospital called me and they released me, which means I no longer have to go back and get testing through them. So going forward, if I have any problems or anything like that, I just go to my doctor and she'll refer me to a kidney specialist here in Houston. So that was good. That was a good thing to hear. That means I'm taking care of myself. As long as I take care of myself, I will never have to go on dialysis. I will never have to need a kidney. I'm not on any medications from that. I know my mom has to take some medicine and stuff. She's doing great. She's a little hard-headed sometimes, and I know if you're listening, you know what I mean. Eat right. Okay, so and once after a year, I was able to go back into the gym or whatever. I couldn't lift anything over 10 pounds for a while. So that meant just doing more reps. My workout people know what I'm talking about. And that's why I'm so active with kickball right now. I have to stay active. I have to make sure that I take care of my one little kidney I got. Oh, when they take, one of the questions that was asked is, how did they decide what kidney to take? So everybody's body is different. Everybody has a weak kidney and a strong kidney, whether you have any problems or not. Hey, Sonia. What they do is they decide which one is considered your weaker kidney, and that's the one that they take and they give to the recipient. So they keep the stronger one in me because that one little kidney has to work for 2 now. So, Sonia or Libras, if y'all got any questions, put them in there. Next question, any scars from the surgery? Yes, I have 5. And they're little tiny ones. My mom's got a big scar because what they do is they open her up from the front and they take my little kidney. They don't take hers out. They leave the 2 bad ones in there and they just pack mine in front of hers. It's a little crowded in there, I imagine. But me, I have 5 little tiny little incisions. Looks like mosquito bites. I had a C-section for both of my girls, so they went through there. There's one right below my breastbone, which kind of bothers me every now and then. It'll kind of itch. One on my side, and I forgot where. Oh, the belly button too. So yeah, there's 5 little spots, but you can't tell because they asked me, "Are you okay with little scars if you're wearing a bikini?" I'm like, not really into a bikini, so I'm okay with that. But scars to me, Sarah Hyland from Modern Family, she had 2 kidney transplants, one from her dad and one from her brother. And she's got a big old scar, and she explains how those are life stories. So yeah, I mean, it never bothered me that I had little scars, the little stories. Next question. Do I have any restrictions? Yes, I do. I can't have any lunch meat because all of the preservatives. Protein powder shakes. So when I was really heavy into the gym, like lifting weights and stuff like that, which I need to get back into it. I need to build muscles up again. I was never really into the powder drinks. It was mainly the pre-made ones. So like if I go to one of these shake places or whatever, I got to make sure to tell them not to put the protein powder in there. So it's mainly like little fruit shakes or something like that. So no lunch meat, no powder shakes, and I have to watch my sodium intake. Sodium intake, scars are souvenirs you never lose, the Goo Goo Doll. Thank you, Sonia. I like that. Thank you. That's true, though. I had to watch my sodium intake. I love seafood. So when crawfish season kicks back up again, I will eat crawfish, but I will pay for it afterwards. I had to drink lots and lots of water to flush it all out, but it's worth it. And just let y'all know, I still have a drink every now and then. I mean, there's not big restrictions for the donor, the recipient, yes, but for the donor, no. I can still have a drink if I want to. If I was a smoker, I could go back to. They'd suggest you not to, as far as the smoking part of it, but if you are a smoker, they do tell you you have to stop smoking from the start of the process to the surgery, even months after the surgery. So hopefully by then you're done smoking. Next question. Will I ever have to go on dialysis? No, I think I answered that one. Like I said, as long as I'm doing what I was doing before I donated, which I do. And a lot of people, if my kickballers are watching, a lot of people ask me, like, you play a lot of kickball, you need to watch it, you need to take care of yourself. I do take care of myself. That's why I'm always the first one to volunteer to sub if a team needs a girl or whatever, because the more exercise I get, because it's been a year now, I still have not stepped foot back in our gym since the whole COVID start. Even if they're cleaning stuff down, I'm not, I don't feel too good about it. Not too safe about that. How is it during COVID? That's my next question. I'm considered a high risk, and so is my mother. Because we're both working with one kidney, we can easily get a virus really quick. We can easily get sick. And I am considered one of those people out in the public that falls into the criteria of getting the vaccine. So I am going to be working with my doctor on getting me the shot. See which one actually would work good with me and stuff. Next question. How long did I stay in the hospital? 5 days. I checked in on a Monday and I was out by that Friday. My mom had to stay an extra week, like I said. And then the week leading up to the surgery, I had to go on to a liquid diet. So, which was horrible because you start craving like stuff that you don't eat, like coffee and stuff like that. I just started smelling it like in the lobby at the hospital. I'm like, oh my God, I need some food. Let's get the surgery done. I am so hungry. So in the hospital, the people that did visit me, they saw that my eyes were just all messed up. Like I said, I couldn't see. I had the compressors, things on my leg, the blood pressure, you know what I'm talking about, y'all, where they do the arms and stuff. I had those on both legs. I had the IV still in. I had the catheter still in. I looked a mess. I did. I looked a mess. But they say it is harder on the donor because they're taking an organ out and it's going to, it takes longer for you, to recuperate and stuff. My mom was ready to go. Anybody got any questions? I do want to, if they're watching, wish I could stay, but I got to go. Take girl. Bye, Sonia. Thanks for tuning in. Go back later on and watch the beginning of this, I do want to thank my friend Emily, because she brought me to the hospital the morning of, because Polly had just started a new job, so he couldn't take off. My friend Kristen, she came and stayed with me a couple of days and helped me around the house and stuff like that. So thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Emily. And of course, my dad, rest in peace. He was pacing back and forth, just making sure everything was okay, and just talking with my girls and everything. My girls, those are my heart. They got to stay a night with me, which was fun. They had a big old pull out like couch or whatever, and so they stayed right next to me and had fun with them. And then thank you to Norma and Stephanie, my mother-in-law, sister-in-law. They actually brought me home from the hospital. They made me this cute little basket full of stuff and brought me some food and kind of looked over me, whatever. But thank everybody that helped me and even, through the whole process and stuff, even with my mom. Will you have any lasting effects you haven't talked about? Oh, no, I don't think I have any lasting effects. I do know that I had to get compression socks playing kickball because my shins start hurting. The coordinator told me that it could be just exerting my muscles. So those hurt like a little bit. So I had to get compression socks. They're nice looking. They're not old lady looking. And right after surgery, which is really weird, I started craving root beer and macaroni and cheese. I'm not a big person on either one of those things. And the coordinator told me it was weird because usually the person receiving the kidney usually gets some of the donor's like side effects, kind of like a pregnancy thing. She said it's really weird, but but that kind of faded after a while though. But now, you know how when you're thirsty, okay, I'm thirsty, I'm going to get something to drink. Well, not me. It's a weird feeling. It's hard to explain, but when I need, my body needs more water, I'm like, okay, I'm not drinking enough. It's a weird feeling I get. It doesn't hurt or anything. It's kind of hard to explain, but that's the only lasting effect that I see right now. Like I said, Liz or Kitty, whichever one asked that, there's not really a lasting effect. I just have to take care of myself, so I don't have to need a kidney or anything like that. Just make sure that my body's okay. Yeah, it is weird. It's a weird feeling. I'm like, yeah, I need more water. But if any family members are watching that's got on my butt about kickball, I don't overdo it. Believe me. During the summertime when we were playing in this heat like we were, about 4 or 5 innings, I was done. I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit on the bench and take pictures. I can't do this anymore. The heat felt like an oven was right in my head, so, but for the most part, I do take care of myself. I do like occasional pizza, hamburgers, all that crappy food. I still like that. I still eat it. I just monitor it, and I do it in different times. But I thought more people would ask questions. I definitely think though, if you have a family member that's going through anything like this, be that person to step up. It's not a bad deal. Yes, it's going to hurt, but in the end, you're doing the right thing. I never thought twice about it. Like I said, I even told my dad before he even said, hey, I'm going to go get tested. I'm like, I'm going to say blood type. I already knew way up beforehand, it will take a lot out of you, but the reward is, it's good. Polly did give me this. Y'all can see it's a little kidney. Yeah, I can't see. And it's got a little missing kidney inside of it. It's a little necklace. Now, after the surgery, I couldn't really see y'all, like I said before, but, and you're all supposed to have gifts, but my dad privately told my coordinator, because we got real close to her, hey, we have something for, my daughter. Can we give it to her? She said, get us fine. So they shut my bed, my bedroom, listen to me. It was a nice bed though. They shut my hospital door, and, my friend Emily was there. She saw it and she took a picture of it and stuff. But that's the picture y'all see of me and my mom sitting in the room or whatever. But anyway, my mom and dad, as a thank you, gave me this. Y'all see it? and it's supposed to look like an X, like a cross match. My dad was very sentimental, but that ring is what they gave me. They're like, we wish we could give you more and stuff like that. I'm like, no, I mean, it's pretty heavy too, y'all. But yeah, that's supposed to look like a little cross match. One of my second mom, Miss Cook, really wants it. She's always trying on jewelry and stuff like that. But yeah, so I got that and stuff. I'm getting little perks here and there. The lady from the Woodbury shop in Georgia, where they have all the Walking Dead stuff, she had donated to her nephew, and so over the years we become close. So every time I go in there, I get some discounted shirts and stuff, and they're like, "Hey, you take care of her." So, but I don't expect anything in return, and you don't. If you're thinking about doing this going in, don't expect anything in return. You're doing it because you don't want to see that family member or even your close friend just sitting there having to go through all this dialysis and year after year on the waiting list, and just nothing's happening, nothing's falling into their hands and stuff. I always like to do for other people. I do 5K runs. I volunteer. I always do that. At kickball, I take all these pictures, and when they comment back on my pictures that they love it, and then they'll make their main picture on Facebook as a picture that I took, I get appreciation out of that. I don't need a thank you or here, we're going to give you money for taking our pictures. It just makes me happy to make other people happy. So that I've just always been that way. The Libras know that. Ryan knows that. The duo know that. Megan and Judy, and then STGs, those crazy knuckleheads. All the channels that I moderate for, they know. I'm a loyal friend, and until you make me mad, I'm working on that part. But if anybody's got any more questions, let me scroll up, make sure I didn't forget anybody. I'm not a saint. I'm a cowboy. I know what you meant. My dad did tell my mom because like right after, after Christmas, we got the call or whatever. My dad's like, don't you ask your daughter for any birthday presents? Don't you ask her for any Christmas presents? She's giving you the biggest present of all for life. I said, okay, I'm done. No, I did get her some nice house shoes, very expensive, nice house shoes for when we had the surgery or whatever, so she could be, comfortable and stuff. Hey, Katie. Katie, Libras, Sonia, I think you left. Anybody's got any questions or go back over anything that I said? I think I went through it too fast. I'm not sure. But yeah, every time I went to a doctor's visit, though, they took urine and they took blood. Excuse me, y'all. My first year checkup, there was a young girl in the lobby waiting to get blood drawn or whatever, and she went and used the bathroom. Well, I went in there and I'm sitting there getting my blood drawn or whatever, and she's sitting next to me, and they're like, okay, we're going to take your urine first and then we'll do your blood. And she's like, I just went and used the bathroom. They're like, didn't they tell you we need urine? And so I kind of cut the lady off because she was a little bit of rude, And I said, sweetheart, I said, look, just to let you know, I said, going forward, expect for them to take urine. So hold your pee if you can. And they're going to take blood from you. She's like, oh, okay. And so after that, I'm like, I need to be like an advocate for this, or actually, put the word out there. See what I'm doing, saying that he can't comment on your live stream. Oh, he must have a setting. Something's on his setting because y'all are commenting. He's at least able to watch, right? So anyway, so I contacted my coordinator. I'm like, hey, I said, I really want to, I said, I know I gave a kidney. That's a big deal. I know. But I said, I would like to be a spokesperson or help out people that are wanting to, that's Steve, Katie. I said, I'd like to do more on helping people out, as far as letting them know the process of testing, whatever. I am here. I cannot message on your live stream. I don't know, Steve. Other people are able to. It must be something in your settings. Have Lacey look at it. You know how you are with computers. Oh goodness. We're missing Ryan. Where's Craig? He's always up in here making something funny. Anyway, so back to me. Anyway, so I told her, I said, I really want to be a spokesperson and kind of help people out. Like, hey, this is the testing at least you're going to go through. It's across the board, the same testing. How can I do it? Where can I start or whatever? So she got me in contact with the Kidney Transplant Donation Center. I think I said it right. Anyway, so they had a walk that we did. So me and my mom, I got this shirt, and so we both wore this shirt. We did a 5K walk and stuff, and at the finish line, it was very emotional because this was right after my dad passed. But it was something my mom told him that she was going to do. She was going to finish, and he was like, "Oh, woman, you're not going to make it to the finish line, and you're going to be out of breath." And she did it. She did it. But anyway, so she contacted me. She said, Elaine, she said, here's a list of places there in Houston, contact them and see, what. So when I signed up for the kidney walk, a lady that's over the Houston office contacted me. I was like, she said, I would like to meet with you, find out your story, and do like an interview with you. And if you don't mind, I might have like a little camera there, maybe a camera crew, and just kind of put the word out there, I was 5, 4, 3, so like 42 at the time when I did it, to let people know that, you don't have to be too old or too young. You have to at least be 18 though. Just kind of get your story on that. So we met at, it's like, oh my God, yes, I would love to do that. So we met at a Starbucks, and she just went through, it was easy because she just had all the questions ready for me to ask, as far as, my whole process and stuff. Katie, asked Steve if he's got any questions, like you can ask it for him or whatever, one of y'all in the chat, since he's having problems. But anyway, yeah, so I did the interview with her and stuff, and they kind of played it to, they had it for a while on the kidney donation website, just, people's stories and stuff like that. So that was cool. I can't find it anymore. I would have loved to put it on here, but again, it's called donatelife.net, and that will give you every single detail, any questions, concerns, if you're thinking about doing it, you're not sure where to start or anything like that. They're definitely the people you want to contact. Like I said, you don't have to know the person. You just feel like, hey, I want to do it. Am I overweight? Am I too small? I want to know answers. Where can I start? It's a perfect spot to do it. I'm going to put the link once I edit all this. I'm going to put the link in the comment field just to kind of put it out there. Like I said, just think about the people that are sitting there waiting for an organ, even if you don't feel like donating, like I said at the beginning of the video, put that on your card, put that on your ID, because when you're gone, you're gone. That's going to help a lot of people out, Hey, Sean. Yeah, I wanted to do this video because, like I said, today is our 3-year anniversary, our kidneyversary. But also there's so much crap going on with COVID, the riots and all this stuff, that I figured I would tell my story live and maybe pep people up like, hey, it's not so bad. There's people waiting for, that call, hey, we've got your organ. That's probably the best call my mom probably got, I was so happy. I'm like, oh God, let me call her. My dad's like, I'm still not going to believe it till we get there and it's done. But it was great. Another long-term thing, Liz or Kitty, whichever one asked that question, I pee a lot. I pee all day, every day. Sean can tell you when we take our trip to Georgia, I'm stopping every freaking minute, but that's good, because if I'm not peeing a lot, that means I'm not drinking a lot of water or something's wrong with my kidney. So I had to do that. Polly told me to get like the Negan diapers I got for one Christmas or whatever. He's like, just wear the diapers, or the space woman where she wore the diapers. Just wear the diaper on the trip. I'm like, no. But yeah, I wonder if I could get like a little catheter or put in me or something. I'm like making trips. Just hanging out the window, let the piss hit the windshield on the people behind me. Not being silly. But anyway, I hope this help somebody out. And if you, like I said, if you were on the fence and you're not sure where to start, or you really want to do it but you're scared, if you live locally, I'll come and hold your hand and walk you through it. I have no problem with doing that. I would love to do that. But any questions? Sean, you got any questions? Katie, since y'all new here. Steve, can you type it to someone in Discord if you got a question? Thank you. I'm just going to say Libras because it's usually Liz, and Kitty's name usually pops up when she's commenting. Just watching and listening. Okay. Let's see. On the flip side, oh God, I just had a brain fart. Imagine that. Yeah, Liz, we're both listening. Okay. I see I don't have a lot of people viewing. I figured maybe they thought this was boring or whatever, and that's fine. That's fine. It's not for everybody, but this was my story. This is, besides having my girls, this is probably the most important thing I've ever done. It was the most hard thing for me to do. As far as everything, I was rushing the doctors to get all the testing done. Like, let's get this done, because the sooner we get it done, my mom could start with dialysis and stuff. So, but yeah, it's rewarding. Even today, that's the number one question everybody asks is, well, why did you do it? I mean, why wouldn't you? Like I said, I already knew I was fit. I was doing good in the gym. I was eating right, and why not? Why sit there and let my mom suffer? I would have done the same thing for my father, my girls, my sister, my brother. So my sister, Eileen, and Molly. Eileen, Molly, Eddie. Eileen, Molly. Yeah. Don't tell them when my parents were smoking. But if my mom is watching, my sister, and a lot of people wondering why I'm putting L as my name across the board, like Facebook, YouTube, and all that stuff, it's because it's so much easier. I actually blame Lacey from Duo Reacts, because when they first met me through here, she couldn't say my name. She was like, I'm thinking it's Eileen. It's Elaine. I have a lot of country bumpkins call me Elaine. It's not Elaine, but it's just easier to say, because I'll say, instead of saying Eileen, you're saying it with an L, which is pronounced L-Lean. So it's better just to say L. So Lacey's like, I'm just going to call you L. So it just stuck. And it's easier for everybody, because we got a couple in Duo Reacts. We got a couple of Jordans, got a couple, I think, Michaels. But I'm unique, so that's a good thing. So, but anyway, if nobody has any questions, or you can't, like Steve can't ask a question in here, ask it in the comment. Make sure you hit the like button, as Lacey would say. And I'll answer those questions. When I edit this, I'm going to put in, like I said, the link for you to go there, just to even read the comments or whatever. Just set up an appointment, talk to these people, and just whatever you think that you need to do or whatever. Or just, hey, just be nice. Just be nice to everybody. One thing I learned from working from the prison is you never talk about politics, religion, or the death penalty with anybody. You will lose friends, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. If somebody bumps heads with you, it's just like, oh my God. Prime example, I believe in God. My husband doesn't. We don't talk about it. Therefore, we're married. So, But anyway, just do something good for somebody. Leave your comments in there. I would love to read them and see if there's anything that slipped your mind, like, oh, I forgot to ask for this. I'd be more than happy to. And like I said, if you're a local person and you're wanting to go to one of these facilities and ask questions or whatever, I'd be more than happy to come meet you. So, because I've been there, I know it can be kind of nervous at first, but so, but I guess I will take myself out because there's nobody here. I asked my daughters to be my guest. I asked my husband to be my guest, but I'm by myself. Anyway, Sean, I hope you're watching the news. We're supposed to get like 30, 32 degrees weather, 100% chance of rain, and maybe sleet or snow. That's big for us. So it may not be any kickball game tomorrow. It's supposed to be our last game, and then we have a playoff, so it might get canceled tomorrow, whatever. But anyway, if my kickball people are watching, thank you for watching. Now you see why I'm so eager to play kickball all the time, anytime. My Libras, thank you for watching Duo Reacts, my other reaction channel, Ryan. STG, I think they're playing Call of Duty right now live somewhere. And Megan and Judy. Check out their channels. I'll put their links in my comment below for their channels, so you can check out their channels too. And before I go, my first goal was supposed to be 50 subs. I'm going to make it 1,000. I'm just going to go out there. I'm just going to shoot for the stars. So hopefully I can get 1,000 subscribers. Why? I don't know. I'm just setting it. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Hit that like button. Leave me a comment, and I will check out on the flip side. Peace out.